How to create a post, part 2. Welcome to WordPress Vidcast, a daily video podcast featuring WordPress tutorials, theme reviews, plugin reviews, techniques, tactics, tips, and tricks so you can build a niche site, build your small business website, build your brand hub, or build your first website without freaking out. You can build a website with WordPress, and I can show you how. The WordPress Vidcast. Use the hell out of WordPress. Welcome to the WP Vidcast. I'm your host Josh Robbs, helping you use the hell out of WordPress. Today we're going to do part 2 of creating a post in WordPress. The first one was the WYSIWYG, word processing stuff, the title, your publishing options, the different statuses, and visibility options. Today we're going to do all the extraneous, all the little boxes you see on the outside. Some of them are used to add real value to your post, and some of them are freaking trash. I mean, just honestly. There's 6 hidden ones I'm going to show you, and then you'll realize that you don't need any of them, and that's why they're hidden, and I'll actually have you remove a 7th one, but we'll cover that when we get to it. First, there's a ton of ways to contact me if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about these videos. If you want me to do a quick critique of your website, I'll give you 5 minutes, let you know what I think. Whatever reason you want to get a hold of me, here are the ways. wpvidcast.com/Josh. That's how to contact me. There's a form there, fill it out. It shoots me an email. My phone makes noise. It's in my inbox that I use every day. It's not going to some junk pile. Trust me, I've checked. Number 2, Twitter. wpvidcast.com/Twitter. It takes you to my Twitter account, and /Facebook takes you to the Facebook fan page. Alright, enough of that stuff. Let's get into the tutorial. This has an apprentice skill level. This is basic stuff. We're still not hitting the advanced stuff. And the people that will be using this is actually everyone who creates content, and possibly some of the people who do the marketing. If not, you'll need to put on your marketing hat for some of this stuff. But you may not use it. So we'll go through this. I'll show you what it's used for, and you make the call. A lot of this stuff, like I said, of what I'm going to talk about, I think there's 3 things that you're going to use, maybe 2 things that you'll probably always use. Alright, let's switch to the website right here, and let's start here on the top. Hold on one second. Well, that I had turned my pen on. Alright, let's start right here, top center. Ba-boom. Alright, first I want to point out what this is. It's the permalink. This is the link to this specific post. Pages have it, articles have it, or posts have it. And right now yours ends in $P=17. And right here it says change permalinks. If you click that, it'll actually take you to a settings page, and on that settings page you have to rewrite the way permalinks are even done. Completely change how your WordPress site does permalinks, which is a good thing, but that's in a different tutorial. I just want to tell you that should you do that, when you do that, this part after the backslash, the $P= will be replaced by something entirely different, and this button will change, and it will let you make it customized, so you can put in a title, make it look like the title, or even add your keywords into it, make it something that's a little more, so you can spoon feed Google more. That's all that's really for, or to create links that are easy to say, easy to remember. Alright, we did that. Now, before we go any further, go to the top right, click on Screen Options. No, Screen Options. It drops this down, and you have all these items. I want you to click them all. Excerpt, send trackbacks, custom fields, discussion, slug, author. Seriously, folks, I'm only going through this stuff so you don't think you're missing out on anything. Alright, I want to cover first. I'm going to close this so you can see it all. Actually, I'll leave it open. I'll come back to it. I'm going to do format first. Format is something new in 3.0. Right here, you have this box. There's a bunch of different types of formats. They're trying to make it like Tumblr, where you can just plug in a status update. They have asides, links, galleries, status, quotes, images. Guess what I think about it? I've never used it. I'm never going to use it in the foreseeable future. I'm not going to use it on any projects that I have. I actually tested it on a side project and it wasn't working for me. If you're just starting out, guess what you're not going to do? You're not going to use this. Don't worry about it. Forget about it. Categories and tags, right here on the right, still on the right. Categories, tags, you will use them. Categories are a organization that follows a hierarchy. Tags they're organic. Usually you only use one category, but use 3, 5, 7, whatever tags. Don't use too many, but 3 to 5 is not bad. And like I said, categories, generally they get 1. You will use those. That's something that you will absolutely use. Now let me scroll down to the very bottom of the right column, and we'll hit this last one, the featured image, right here. That was a horrible circle. But the featured image is something that's used by some themes, not all themes. And what it would be is that on the front page, it will display an image there. And when you get into the article, it doesn't show that image. It shows a different image. Or sometimes it can show it. I mean, it's all varied on your theme. Themes do different things. So maybe you'll use it, maybe you won't. It's kind of cool. It's a little bit extra work. It can be powerful. Like I said, whatever, whichever, however you do it is fine. There's no right solution. There's no one single right solution. Just don't force it. All right, excerpt is the next item. We'll scroll back down so we get a little bit of the GUI interface there. All right, the excerpt is another function that's in some themes and not in other themes. For example, on my website, on wpvidcast.com, the entire article is on the front page. The entire article. I wouldn't use the excerpt. The excerpt is a summary. I hope I'm spelling these right. For the front page. And when you click on the read more or get the rest of the story, it brings you up to the whatever you have in the GUI area, the full post. So partial post, full post, and one will send you to the other. But like I said, in my case, there is no excerpt. If I did it, it still wouldn't get used. Don't worry about it unless you're using it. An easy solution is just to put the full post on the front page. Send trackbacks. Don't worry about it. You're not going to use it. Custom fields. You may use it. At the apprentice level, you're not. Unless you have some plugin that uses it. And if so, just follow the instructions of the plugin. If you don't see anything about it, don't sweat it. Discussion, I will come back to because there's only 2 more, and discussion is an important one. Slug. The slug does something very similar to the permalinks. It's duplicate. It's unnecessary. Leave it hidden. And last but not least, the author. Let's zoom in on the author right here. All right. We're zoomed in. Now look at this. I am one person. I have one author for this blog. So all my options are me and me. So if you're a one author website, you're not going to need this. Now in the future, if you had like guest posts, you might create a second author that's guest post. And in that case, you might use this because you are entering this, you're editing this, you created this post, so WordPress thinks it's yours. And you can come in here and go bloop, select guest post. That would change, and now it'll say, when you display the post, it'll say by guest post instead of by Josh. So don't worry about it. Now back up to discussion. This is something you may use. You can control this other places in the settings. That's a different tutorial. But you may want to customize and control this on a case-by-case basis. In this case, you're going to decide whether or not you want comments or if you want trackbacks. And the keyword is discussion. The word that's underlined is discussion. So you're not going to have these on pages you don't have a discussion. Some people leave it on and it drives me nuts. Your contact page, your about me page, that's not places to have a discussion. That's a place to do other things. And you want them doing other things, so don't distract them with a comment form. Go to Contact Josh at some point in time and look at it. It is a form for you to put in information and it gets emailed to me. I don't want to confuse you by having that form and a form below it for comments. That's ridiculous. Don't do it. Enough said. That's really it. something for a different tutorial. But here's how you control it. You just click it, unclick it, however you want it. That's off. That's on. It doesn't get much more complicated or simple. Sorry, it doesn't get much simpler than that. It's not at all complicated. Now, last thing to do before we close out, go to the top. Click Screen Options. Starting at the right, I want you to uncheck those 6 that you checked, which should be Author, Slug, Discussion, Custom Fields, Send Trackbacks, and Excerpt. Then I want you to go all the way to the left and unclick Format. Close that and look at what you have. You have the title, you have the GUI, you have published categories, tags, and featured image. That is all you need. That is the basics for your minimum viable website. Everything else is icing, and most of it is stuff that you're never going to use. Alright folks, that's it. If you liked it, let me know. If you didn't like it, let me know. If there's something you need to know, let me know. Until next time folks, remember, the best way to learn, the best way to improve is to build it, break it, and then build it better. Have a good night.